iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting, iDiskiTimes.co.za. Bafana Bafana won, Nigeria won. Nigeria wins on penalties, on a performance that we definitely should be proud of. This one was one of the most inspired performances, although it was still hampered by the coach's decisions about being too defensive. But the boys dragged themselves to attack when they needed to and defend when they needed to. To some degree, you kind of suspected that they were going to try to drag this game on penalties. I kept on just repeating that every time I was being asked that question. Is that they just going to try and get this game, find a way to get it to penalties, and that's exactly what they did. But that is not to say that they didn't try. They actually tried. Sometimes in sports, people that are participating in high-level elite sporting events, they are an extension of us. When Usain Bolt crosses the 100-meter world record in under 9 seconds or in 9.56 seconds, people from Jamaica see themselves in Usain Bolt. They see themselves in Shirley Fraser-Price. They see themselves in those high-level elite athletes. That happens in football too, that when Bafana Bafana performs in a way that shows that they can take a punch and they can also throw a punch, you can be proud of that. They didn't try to be overly defensive here. They were dangerous too. Great performance by Bafana Bafana. They could have done better, of course, but I'm proud of them. I'm proud. They played against a team that's better than them, and they punched. And they took punches, and they punched back. And they were down, and they fought. And that's the whole point of life, is that when it drags you down, we are pagama. When life drags you down, you get the fuck up and go fight back. And that's exactly what Bafana Bafana did. The lottery of the penalties is the lottery of the penalties, although it includes some science in it. Mr. So-and-so, what did you make of that game, sir?
Thank you, mfethu. Ngibulisa wena, ngibulisa Junior, ngibulisa Justice. Ngibulisa nemakhaya, ngicela support njalo iDiskiTV. Ngizobeka nje benjalo ngijike futhi. Thank you. Okokuqala, I will say these boys bangenze ukuthi I must eat my humble pie. Why I'm saying this? Because I never gave them any chance. I said it ukuthi angeke baze baye naku second round from the group. And I salute you boys. You know, this game tonight, it says a lot about you boys, your character, the willing of fighting. You know, you've pulled together. You know, if you want to go to the right, all of you go to the right. You go to the left, all of you were there. Yes, we will question my decision, coach, where he was worried about Nigeria more than worried about us in terms of when we get the ball, what next? And look, I'm proud of these boys, and it's so difficult for me now to find anything wrong in these boys.
In fact, so it would almost be like criminal to pinpoint every wrong, and I think Grant Kekana did the right thing. You needed to take a red card there. Evidence Mahopa, he missed the opportunity, a penalty, and whoever else missed the penalty, I can't remember. I was so emotional just watching. I don't care. Like, I think they fought against Goliath, and they took a sling, and they took a stone, and they came up with a plan until they got to the penalties. I don't condone defensive football because I know it has negative long-term effects. It's always about the career your coach. I just want to win this so that my CV can look better. And it is to the detriment of attacking players. But namhlanje, Upesitao, instead of being made a second left back, which we've seen in other games, and that was not right, today, Abe outlet, and they were chipping those balls behind the defense in Nigeria, and Pesitao was having fun. And that's what you need to do with attacking players. It would have been nice to have another right wing forward to add 3. In Nigeria, had 3 attacking players at any given stage who were not tracking back. Nati, if we had that, maybe that was good. But I agree with it. So, as Dala, and I respect what you're saying, we can't find anything wrong in tonight's performance. No babaluzile, babedlala nabantu abangcono kunabo, and bakwazi ukugibisela amanqindi, bawathatha amanqindi, and that's an admirable thing. That's what South African boys who are 14 years old, 15 years old, 16 years old, you can look up to those people, specifically tonight's performance.
Thank you. You know, as South Africans, we need to be very proud of these boys. One, you know, that's why I'm saying for me, everything that they did tonight, look, well done, boys. I can't ask for more. Mr. Nkeo, I believe in all the countries who have gone. We are the only country that had, I would say, 98% of local players.
Yeah.
We went all the way to the semi-final against countries that they've got international players that are playing top leagues. I mean, look at how we responded to Nigeria. I mean, these guys have scored just one player that is playing local in Nigeria. No one. All of them. Osimhen, Bonke, you can name them. They're playing top leagues. Who win the E-League last season. They're playing Champions League. These are top guys. Our Chukwuezo, they're playing top league in Spain. Yeah. You know, when you look at our players and look at these players that are playing in top league, and then they fought the way they did fought tonight. Look, Mr. Nkeo, it tells you about the character of these boys. Look at what Ukekana did. It tells you. Look, you know when that's why I'm saying there's nothing wrong that these boys they did. Everything was there for them. It's just one of those nights where it didn't happen for us. You know, we came back. We got a penalty. We equalized. We had a chance, Kamahopa. We had a chance, Kamudao, after we equalized in that free kick. When I was saying, it's gonna come to you, Mudao. Come closer. Be ready. Because I could see he's gonna hit it on the left of the keeper and he's gonna fix it on the side. Then Mudao there. So it tells you with all the chances that we had. Because when you analyze the game, really, we had more chances than them.
Better chances.
Better than them. And look, coach, well done. Let me put it that way. Well done. You've shown that when you want to win, you can win.
Yeah.
You've shown us tonight the way you made changes, the way you've responded to the questions that in Nigeria they've asked you. You've answered those questions. So now my worry is that can you do this? Can you be consistent in doing this? Because you've shown that we can play. We can, Mr. Keo, it's not easy to attack Nigeria. It's not easy. But these boys, they've managed that they cracked that defense.
And they were scared of us.
They were, at some point in Nigeria, they were sitting, 5 of them, they were sitting at the back. I'm telling you, that, you know, our coach, I think maybe it was, he lacked a bit of a belief that these boys, they can really fight for the country. And Mr. Nkeo, well done to the boys, and I'm proud to call myself a South African. After you guys, what you did tonight, it's all a learning curve for some of you boys, and I just wish you all the best in anything that you want to do in life.
This is exactly what happens to Kwerapi. I can watch the Springboks against any team in any tournament, and I can watch them in Argentina. There's a time zone difference, and sometimes banokudlala about 12 midnight or 1 a.m. and I can watch that, stay up for that, and I've done it. About 12, about 11, very late on Saturday or on a Friday night, and wherever the Rugby World Cup is being played, I can watch that too, knowing that those guys, whether they lose or whether they win, they will give it their all, and they will have moments where they take punches, and they will have moments where they throw punches, and that's pretty much been the song that we sing. Like, give yourselves also a fighting chance. We can't. I thought in my analysis, I thought that we were going to drag this game to penalties and we were not going to attack. We were not going to be dangerous against them. But I thought I said specifically to one radio station that if we get to the 60th minute and it's still 0-0, Bafana Bafana are going to drag this game to penalties and they're not going to create opportunities. I was wrong, absolutely wrong, because Bafana Bafana created opportunities. Bafana Bafana were a danger against Nigeria. And if you think about it, Nigeria are significantly better than us. But in today's game, that was 50-50. Any one of us could have won. Where they wanted perhaps is being able to put in Kenneth Umaruo, when we saw Iheanacho as well, Kelechi Iheanacho, Chukwueze, and we knew, okay, these guys, they have penalties in mind, and 3 of their kickers who kicked were people that were introduced in extra time, and perhaps, and also the other thing as well, I need to compliment them for this, Ronwen Williams, they planted enough of a seed of doubt with him. The stupid thing you could do with goalkeepers is to always hit it left or right and not mix it up. They took some of their penalties in the middle so that now Ronwen Williams has to think, now For example, William Troost Ekong, their captain, he hit the penalty during the game. He hit it in the middle. And during the penalty shootout, he hit it to the left. The reason when he took it to the middle, he's planting a seed of doubt to Ronwen ukuthi you must know that njengoba unsoyemu ngokubamba ama penalty, it's because you are diving. How about we just take it to the middle and see? Now, every time he was undecided whether should I dive or should I stay in the middle, because they took, unlike Cape Verde, they took one or two through the middle to plant that seed of doubt. So Nigeria, well done. They go through to the next round. I suppose to wrap up our conversation, I know that you're proud of the boys, and I know it's emotional. And sometimes I know that industry too, we have to talk about matches immediately after they end. That's why I was crying. Actually, I was so emotional because I know that these players, they don't deserve this. They don't deserve to lose. I was so pissed off that I know that they don't deserve to lose. When South Africa wins and they don't deserve to win, I know that they don't deserve to win. But when they lose and they don't deserve to lose and they deserve to win, I know that for a fact as well. Tonight, they didn't deserve to lose this game. And unfortunately for us, we don't even have the heartbeat, like the time, to soak in our emotions after a game, to think about the game considerably. But I think we do a great job because we always lead the conversation. People sing from our hymn sheet. I was listening to a lot of the former players. They were starting to see the points that we see. When they were mentioning it, no, but we are too defensive, but we are proud of the boys. But they kept on mentioning this thing of too defensive, and I'm like, that's good. You can't buy faces and favors with people. You have to be honest when you're speaking to people. And that's why we get paid, to be honest when you're speaking to people. Where to from here with this team? Because my concern all the time, when a team that's worried about defending does anything special on the world stage, they always suffer in the next 5 years from that moment. When Manning Rangers wins the league with Gordon Egerson in 1996, they win the league and then they suffer immediately thereafter because they win it by being practical. It's the same thing when Santos, again with the same Gordon Egerson, they win the league and then they suffer. Gordon will probably tell you that it's because they didn't invest in players or whatever. But when you play concerned about the other team and concerned about defending, long term, you're going to suffer for it. When Chelsea won the league, that's my team, in 2012, the UEFA Champions League in 2012, that was the ugliest win by any team. We were defending with about Didier Drogba, they conceded penalties. The next season, we were in the Europa League. When Kaizer Chiefs went to the final of the CAF Champions League playing defensive football, the next season, they were number 8 in the league, and they didn't qualify for the CAF Champions League for the next season. For 4 seasons in a row, they didn't qualify for the next Champions League. Every time a team does something sort of special, Greece 20 years ago won the 2004 Euros. No one saw Greece ever again from that point, whether in a World Cup or in a Euro, they stopped qualifying. So my concern is always that if you play defensive football and somehow it works for you, because a tournament is 7 matches, now you can manipulate your way around 7 matches. Long term, we're not going to see you back at this point again. The counter to that is that anyways, Bafana Bafana have never been to this point in 24 years, with whether it's attacking or defensive football. So someone else could counter it. But I know that most of the time when you sacrifice the attacking principle and the creativity of the players, you're going to be caught up long term. Where does this team go for now? That coach takes this team to the qualifiers. We'll play the same Nigeria in the World Cup qualifiers. We'll play Zimbabwe this year and Nigeria this year. Do you take this coach, same approach to Nigeria? Do you make any changes and sabotage potentially? Because maybe the next coach might even change this team. What do you do in this instance? So?
The only thing that he just need to see simkhuthaze. Why I'm saying this is because usibonisile tonight he can play in attacking football.
Which he should.
He can play attacking football. So now we just need to say to him, hey Baba, you can. Usibonisile in Nigeria. Continue. You've got players, Yes, we need to add there and there because, when you look at our bench, we had the young boys. We had the young boys, and that's good to have those boys in terms of the experience of going Africa Cup of Nations and learn from there, so that in the future we know we've got boys that will carry us going forward. But look, I will say to the coach, continue. Don't look back. Now from the game tonight, Be proud of yourself. Be proud of the boys. And the way you've shown that you can hit back when Nigeria, they hit you with the right, you can return the very same right. Continue with that spirit. Continue with that moment. Because if you try and do the way you started the game, then you're going to have a problem.
Yeah.
Mr. Nkeo, I'm pleading now. Now I'm pleading. If we had Pirates, Chiefs, or any other team, Cape Town City, Stellenbosch, all these teams playing Champions League, Confederation Cup, they can think it's nothing. And this, it helps a lot when it comes to these stages like this, because when you look at these players, the Sundowns, I mean, they play Champions League week, season in, season out. Look at their performance.
If you can look at Umvala, so the difference between him at Highlands Park and now, initially at the Sundowns, you remember the own goal, they got knocked out because of that own goal in the semi-finals of the CAF Champions League. And look at him now. I know he considered a penalty here, but I think that's not important. That's not important. That in the flow of a game, sometimes you can make that mistake. That's why I'm saying even Grant Kekana, you're supposed to take that red card. And if you look even Grant Kekana at Super Sport United, the progression, at a level of competition.
Kakulu, Mr. K, because in Super Sport they were playing Confederation Cup. At some point they've played the Champions League. Yes, it helps, Mr. K. It helps a lot, and I hope everyone, they will listen to us and take this serious. If we want to pass stages like the one that we had tonight, where we're supposed to beat in Nigeria and go to the finals, we need everyone to play at that high level. If you're not going to play at that high level, I'm telling you, we're still going to suffer the way we suffered.
Okay, there you go. That's Bafana Bafana bowing out of the tournament. They'll play the third and fourth place playoff on Saturday. Well done to the team. It was a very, very emotional one for us to take. You could kind of, you kind of suspected that they're gonna try and drag this to extra time, and that's the thing. Like, just attack with the guys, man. Go for it. If you lose, you lose. Go for it. But I think tonight, of all nights, I don't think that this is the right time for us to say anything other than to congratulate those players. You fought against a giant, and there you go. Well done to Bafana Bafana. iDiskiTV, Diski Times, World Sports Betting. Thank you very much for watching us.